Hi guys, it's Scott here again. I was posted a while ago, and so I've been thinking of doing it again because I actually enjoyed it. Um, there was no chronological order to what I was doing. It went well, considering the number of people that actually watched the video or that watched it after I posted it on. Anyways, down to business. Starting from the first topic today has to be, it looks like all those Egyptian press has come through with his confirming that he's finally off to Liverpool. Mohamed Salah is coming to Liverpool, and his medical is Tuesday, so in 2 days time. Time and time again without so I know, and from what I've been reading, it's the transfer fee and what Liverpool should pay for Mohamed Salah, and what it was, what caused the delay. From what I know is Roma wanted 35 million plus add-ons. Exactly, I don't know exactly how much. But we were willing to pay 30 million plus add-ons. So the town and numerous stuff, we're finally going to pay 40 odd million euros. So basically 35 million pounds up front, and then maybe 4 million in add-ons and things like that. So I think we're gonna end up paying roughly 39 million for Mohamed Salah, which would make him our most expensive signing. Whoopee! It's not Andy Carroll anymore. Nah, but seriously, yeah, that would make him our most expensive signing. People were like, yeah, we should have got him for cheaper before he joined Chelsea, but you need to realize when he was at Basel before Chelsea got him, he was really young. This was what, 2 years ago, so apparently he was, I don't know, 22, and he was still really young. So I think with the amount of goals and assists he got last year for AS Roma, I think we're actually getting him at the right time and for the right price. I'm not bang on about Dybala and how much I really want him in Liverpool, but more goals and assists than Dybala did for Juventus last season. I know it's different leagues, but you get what I mean. So, which is really good. I actually like that. So, looks like we're finally getting Salah. Also asking me, if we get Salah, we're gonna get another winger. Most likely yes, and it's most likely not going to be Gelson Martinez. Or Gelson Martins, sorry, not Martinez, Martins. The 22-year-old right winger for FC Porto. I don't think we're actually going to get him, because if we went for him, he would have been the alternative to Sacco. Not Sacco, what am I saying? Not Sacco. He would be the alternative to Salah, just because I think Martins or Gelson Martins has a 50 million or 60 million release clause, and we are hugging about 30 million for 35 million for Salah. So I don't think we'll actually sign Martins. I think there's no chance of us getting Martins. I mean, we might get another winger for cheap, probably just to cover up or as an understudy for Salah, but I don't think we are actually going to get Gelson Martins, at least not for that price anyways. I mean, if we get it for 15 million, 10 million, yes, but it doesn't look like a 10 million pound player. I've actually not seen him play, but he has a ridiculous release clause on his contract, which I don't think anyone is going to pay for someone who they've barely heard of. So covered Salah, covered Martins. So I don't think we're getting Martins, but if we do, to be good. We've not had a lot of wingers. I still think we need 2 more wingers. because we have Salah and we have Martins. We have Salah and we had Mane. I still think we need two more for either wings, just in case we lose them to African Cup of Nations, 2 years time or 3 years time, whatever be the case. And also injuries, because we are going to be in a lot of competitions next season, and so I think we'll need that exchange and rest in a lot of Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and hopefully, if we get the Champions League, that's that. Will we get Martins? Will we get Martins? I highly doubt. But we just got Salah, so you can't be happy about that. Just waiting for the credible sources to confirm that. Unless he's going to do a Willian, go for a medical at Spurs, sign for Liverpool, go for a medical at Spurs, and end up at Chelsea. But I think we're the only ones actually in for Salah at the moment. Jurgen Klopp actually likes him and wants him in the team, so he's going to come. Sooner or later, Salah's going to be here. I think people were just a little bit impatient, but actually Salah was one of the best wingers in Roma, in the Serie A, the Italian league last season. So the caliber of players, again, like I said in my old video, the caliber of players we are planning on getting is going to take weeks and weeks and weeks of negotiation. I'm not saying we have bad quality of players now. We actually have good quality of players right now, but the Gini transfer, for example, he was coming from Newcastle, and that was a no-brainer for him. And the money as well we offered was kind of a no-brainer for Newcastle, so there wasn't a lot of haggling and things like that going into it. But this year we're looking to get Salah. We wanted to get Van Dijk, which I'm coming back to later. We're looking to get Salah, a centre back, a left back. So I'll come back to every topic, but we're actually looking to sign really, really good players this season. And I still think even after we break our transfer record with Salah, I still think we're going to slash it again twice. Once or twice. I'd say twice. I don't know anything you don't know. I'm not ITK and I'm not in the know. It's just what I think. I keep repeating that. Anyways, so I still think we're going to slash it again once or twice. Preferably twice, but yeah, I'd say twice. I think we're going to slash it for a centre back, and we're going to slash it for a striker. I don't know about a striker. Anyways, moving on. Next topic. Who do we have? So I put a question up yesterday evening on the page saying, I'm going live today. If anyone would, what would you guys actually want me to talk about? Only one person commented and he gave me a lot of topics to talk about, so I actually wrote that down. I actually care for the fans on the page, believe it or not. So even on the live video now, you can still pop it through. I'll read it through and still try to answer if I know the answer to it. Just pop a question through and I can give an answer and things like that. Anyways, so the first question he asked me was, will Salah join? That was yesterday, and I just confirmed the Salah bit today, saying yes, he's going to be joining. Salah is going to be joining Liverpool soon. Between now and 2 weeks, I say 2 weeks. Between now and this time next week, there should be something confirmed. Something credible has to come up. So we'll just play a waiting game, and people need to trust in club. You don't have to trust in the owners, because we all know they're kind of their way of running a football club, or running clubs that they own, anything, the Moneyball thingy. So trusting. I just ask our fans out there to be patient and trust in club. I mean, before club came, if Rogers wanted to sign Gini Wijnaldum, for example, everyone would be like, "What? Oh, we're getting another championship player again," you know. But since club, everyone is like, "Let's give him a chance," and I think club actually brings out the best in players, and Gini has been superb. Mane has been extraordinary, and even Matip, he's not really done bad in his first season. He's had a few niggling injuries, but he's had that since the Shaka days. They just it's kind of the same way it bothers Jordan Henderson. I mean, he comes and go, but Henderson's been out for what, 4 months, something like that, or longer. I don't know. Anyways, so the first question was, will Salah join? Yes, concrete. Yes, it's been sorted. It's done. We paid Roma the money. We've agreed personal terms with Salah way before we actually paid the money to Roma. A good few weeks before, so Salah's joining. Aside from club telling Kenny Morrison, aside from club telling our owners who he wants, how much is he really involved in transfer negotiations? From his Mainz days, his Dortmund days, Kenny, I'll tell you, he's the person who says, "I want this player," and then whoever is involved in negotiating the deals goes to the club. But I think club actually says, "This is a player I want. If you can't get him, get me this, or this or that player." So I think club is the guy that says, "I want this player," and then Michael Edwards, I think is his name. I don't really care about hierarchies. I don't even vote. But yeah, he goes and try to negotiate for the player, and then if for whatever reason they don't get him, and then Klopp again goes back to the drawing board, evaluates what he's got, and comes back and say, "This is the alternative you can get." I don't think they do what they did with Rogers anymore with the transfer committee. I'm not saying it's been abolished. I don't know if it's been abolished, but I don't think they do with like they did with Rogers anymore, where they give him a list of players to sign. I think before Klopp signed, Klopp must have told them, I want the players I want to manage. Hopefully I answered your question, Kenny. If you got any more through, just pop it through. If you got any more questions, pop it through. And transfer budget 100 million, 200 million plus what we get from sales. So we, regardless of how people want to see this season, we still have to sell some players to add money to our transfer budget. 200 is way OTT, over the top, but I'd say a good 100 million plus what we get from player sales. I mean, we could be getting 150 million to 170 million, but it's the starting fee is not 200 million plus what we get from player sales. I think it's 100 million plus what we get from player sales, if that makes sense. Anyways, on to the next question that the fan asked me to talk about today. Is there a possibility of Van Dijk joining? At the moment, no. Straight up, no. Why do I think so? One moment. Because for Liverpool Football Club to come out and be like, we don't want this player anymore, we're not going to sign him anymore, it means a lot. Because I can't remember the last time we actually did it. Have we ever done it in our history? Come out and apologize for wanting to sign a player. No, but I don't think we're gonna get Van Dijk. Sorry to bust your bubbles. I mean, if we do, good riddance, because he's a very, very good defender. I mean, I'd love to be singing his name. Um, I'd love to be singing his name next season, but at the moment it's looking really, really, really unlikely. And the only thing that could help is if um, Van Dijk actually puts in a transfer request. That could bring his price down by a few millions. But I don't think even if he puts in a request, Southampton are going to budge on anything. Plus, I was hearing today, or reading, however you want to say, that Southampton are actually interested in Mamadou Sakho. I don't think that's gonna work out for them anyhow, except there's a player swap change, because I rate Sakho as high as I rate Van Dijk. So if they're not gonna give us Van Dijk or sell him to us, why should we sell Sakho to them? I mean, the partnership of Sakho and Van Dijk in the mid and in the heart of the defense is just bogus. It's massively bogus. This you have to have world class strikers to beat them too. If you have both of them in your defense, also Roma are interested in Sakho. I don't know how credible that one is, but we'll see how that one comes out before the end of the season. Before the end of the transfer window. But one thing I know for sure is Sakho is definitely going to go. We put a 30 million price tag on him, and we are not budging on that price. We bought Markovic for 25 million, but we're willing to sell for 20 million. Moreno, we bought him for 20 million, we're willing to sell for 12 million. Andrew Wisdom is already gone. I think Kevin Stewart is going to go. Ryan Kent, there's been a bidding for Ryan Kent. It's a shame really if he goes, but just like Ibe, I think if he goes, we're going to put a buyback clause on his contract. But I don't see us ever buying Ibe back, because he's underperformed. He's been stagnant ever since he was promoted to the Liverpool first team. I think a lot of people, even me, would say he was better than Sterling, but people don't use his kind of winger anymore really. But it's been a shame. It's just a shame for him. So from player sales, I think we're gonna be raising between 50 and 60 million. That's if we sell Sakho for 30 million. So yeah. Anyways, that's that. Is Van Dijk joining at the moment? No. I put a post up earlier. I keep preparing to my post because I post a lot. Anything that comes up I post. But hope you guys like that. But apparently Southampton are identifying Ben Gibson from Middlesbrough as Van Dijk's alternative. I mean, even if Van Dijk does leave, they're managerless at the moment. Even if Van Dijk does leave, I don't see Ben Gibson joining them. Just because I think he will be a major downgrade from Van Dijk. Ben Gibson is not a bad player, but he's not Southampton, ready. He's not ready for Southampton. He's not ready for them, and he's definitely not ready for us. So we're not going to be paying 20 million for him next season, even if I put that as a joke earlier on. Next question: will we get Gelson Martinez? No, we won't. I don't even think. A lot of Portuguese media are circulating it, but I don't even think we are in for him. I mean, look at the players they've been. Everyone's been linking us with over since January, and it's just ridiculous. Anyways, I'll come back to rumours later, and the players who are interested, players who are being linked with and whatnot. What left back should we buy? This is a tricky question. I say that because I don't think we're going to buy a left back. I think next season Milner is going to continue as left back. There, I said it. Now I'm waiting for everyone's comments to pop through. Hence why we wanted Ryan Sessegnon, because he's 16, 17, and we wanted him as cover, not as a shot starter. I think Milner, I mean, I may be wrong in everything I say, it's just what I think. That's why I keep repeating I think. But I think Milner is going to continue as left back next season unless something drastic happens. I mean, how many left backs could we get? Any good left back in the world at the moment? There's Lucas Digne. Who else? Lucas Digne, Benjamin Mendy. There's not a lot of fullbacks going on at the moment, and I think we might have to take another year out without a left back, so we can scout further for left backs. I'm just trying to think, good left backs we could buy, but I can't think of any left back that Klopp would actually want apart from Mendy. And I've really not seen Mendy play, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. So there's no point lying if you've not seen him play. I've not seen him play, and so that's why I think Milner is gonna continue, because believe it or not, he did a really good job at left back last season. So I think he's gonna continue, and even if we do sign a left back, I think he's just gonna be sitting on the bench as cover. That's basically it. But I mean, I love a first choice left back to come, because I don't like seeing Milner in that position, because I feel sometimes he's really vulnerable because he's right-footed, and especially when we're playing against teams that just hoof the ball up and cross it. They have alternate wingers like Zaha, for example. Once he gets the ball onto Milner's left foot, there's little or nothing Milner can do. So that's why I think that's why I said I love a proper left back to come in. But I mean, if Milner continues, I wouldn't be too surprised, and I wouldn't be too angry about it or bothered about it, because I think he did a very good job last season, considering the fact that it's his first season ever. I'd like to say that, playing left back. So yeah, what left back should do? But I love Mendy, but I don't think we're gonna buy any. That's a straight up no. I think most of the players we're going to buy are going to be midfielders, maybe one or two defenders, because we still have Klavan, don't forget. So we have Klavan, so we might get maybe a couple defenders, two defenders, one winger, but I'd like us to at least sign two wingers, one winger and one defensive midfielder. There could be up to 6 new players coming in, with us slashing our transfer record twice or 3 times. I've said that before. So we'll just wait and see what happens. And also, he asked me to say which centre back could we sign instead of Van Dijk. Oh, you have to take me back on this one. I've got centre backs. Okay, I mean, Champions League worthy centre backs or just centre backs. We could sign Koulibaly. I've said that before. I think Manolas is actually gone now. Mehdi Benatia. We could Manolas, Mehdi Benatia. We could break the bank for Marquinhos. We could break the bank for Rafael Varane. Who else? Not a lot of defenders I can think of. I mean, we could sign those people, but again, knowing Klopp and his transfer strategy, we'll get another player from from St. Pauli. If you don't know what club St. Pauli is, it's a German club. Okay. Anyways, so we could get someone from St. Pauli or someone from I don't know, somewhere that cost 3 odd million and is just signing for 1 or 2 seasons as cover up to Lovren, or if we sign another centre back. But I don't think we are going to get Van Dijk at the moment, only because he's launched in Southampton's new kit. But then again, Suarez launched in our new kit before he was sold. So I just pointing out there, in his new kit he wasn't looking really happy. So we'll see what comes out of that one. But I think people are finding different stories to be hopeful that Van Dijk is still coming, and I, for one, I'm one of them ones. I pray every day for Van Dijk to come. Not every day you get players like him. So anyways, down to rumours. Players we're being linked to at the moment. I see people link us to Aubameyang today. Are you joking? You're having a laugh. There's no way we're gonna pay 70 million euros for Aubameyang. There's absolutely no way, zero chance. It's not coming. Aubameyang is not coming, and so just stop. Don't believe that. He's not going to come. We're not gonna get a striker, I don't think. And if we do, I'll actually like us to get. I think Klopp actually trust Roberto Firmino in that position, so it's going to be hard to say a striker is going to come in. But if a striker is going to come in, I'd say, this is controversial, but I say we should go try and get Martial from United. Martial from United is actually a good player. I still rate him really highly. Martial from United. Who else? Martial from United. Who else? I'd say Yassine Benzia. You don't know him? You should. Yassine Benzia. I like him. Lacazette. No. Because if Lacazette comes, where is Firmino going to play? So basically, if we could make let's make a team, all right? A starting 11 team for Liverpool next season with the players who are linked with. I think this is what we could have. So playing the 4-3-3 position. So the 3 midfielders actually go like this. So there's two midfielders like this attacking, or going forth and back, and then there's one holding midfielder. So just have that in mind. So 3 midfielders and 3 attackers. I think Mane is going to go to the left because he played there for Salzburg when he was there. So I think Mane is going to go to the left. So we're starting up front. Mane to the left wing, Salah to the right, Firmino in the middle, and then your 3 holding midfielders. I think we're going to have Henderson, Chan, and Lallana. I'd say that, yeah. Henderson, Chan, and Lallana. No, that's not gonna work. It's too defensive. I'll say Henderson, Gini, and Lallana. And then at the back, right back, Klein, obviously, because I don't see him going. The only player I'll swap Klein for at the moment is Kimmich, if that's how you pronounce his name. Kimmich. Yeah, him. He's a world-class right back. He's so good. Anyway, so at the back, I say right back, Klein. Centre back, we could have Lovren, Matip again next season as our starters if we don't get Van Dijk. And at left back, Milner. And goalkeeper, Mignolet or Karius. So I think that's what the 11 were trying to pursue could be. But I mean, if it all changes, I mean, if we get if we get Naby Keita, if I don't see that deal happening either. But if we get Naby Keita, then it could end up being Naby Keita in the holding midfield role. Not that he's going to be a holding midfielder, but people don't play holding midfielders anymore, except your United that play 5 defenders and 5 holding midfielders and 1 striker. Nah, jokes. But people don't play holding midfielders anymore. They just play CMs, central midfielders, and just to, because at the end of the day, everyone comes back to defend anyway, so there's no point of that one person sitting, except you're playing teams like Real Madrid or Barcelona in the Champions League, or Bayern Munich, and then you can put Lucas and Henderson in the 4-2-3-1 formation as holding midfielders, and you're just trying to defend. But I mean, I think we were so good last season, and with the way we beat big teams, I think we are not going to struggle in the Champions League if we get there. If we get there next season. Why I say so is because we actually showed spirit last season, and we're just 1 point off or 2 from 3rd position, and which is, I mean, his club's first full season, and that happened. So that's a really big improvement. It's just a shame how sometimes last season, or most of the times last season, we just let our guards down and concede silly goals. But I think that's down to concentration, and the players must have got earful from club all the way through anytime that happens, and I trust that to happen, because Klopp is not the type of player to mess about with. Also, for Klopp's 50th birthday party, I heard Lewandowski and Götze were in attendance. They were there just as a kid would be in his father's birthday party. Don't ever think that one of those players are coming. None them players are not coming. Too expensive anyways. I mean, I know they'd love to come. I mean, to work on the club, to work on the Liverpool again, like being in the Champions League and our history in that competition. I think a lot of players will want to come, but it's about us sanctioning the bids, sanctioning the money to actually go out and buy them. Could be what's going to be tricky. So yeah, those players are not coming. Don't think about it. Don't hope one day it's not coming. They're not coming. What else can I talk about? Anybody got any questions? Just pop it through. I'm just trying to stay here as much as possible, because I don't want to go downstairs. It's just boring. I'd rather be here with you guys, sharing and talking about football and talking about Liverpool. And yes, also go follow my Instagram page. I made the Instagram page for this page, so it's like, I just post pictures, just random Liverpool pictures, and also if you're a painter or draw an artist, and you want me to put post your thingy, I post it gladly for you, free. I just enjoy doing things like that. I'll post it for you gladly, free, tag you on it, and make sure you get full credit for it. I've done it for one Liverpool fan I met on Instagram. He actually wanted me to post his design, which I did, and that was it. So also, anyways, back to Liverpool stuff. If this video is good, I could put you in the YouTube channel again. YouTube channel, my personal channel, just dedicated to Liverpool, and just make sure you guys, I don't know, subscribe or whatever it is you do on YouTube. I'm just planning on doing it. If you think it's a good idea, let me know. And that way, once it goes kicking, and once it starts kicking up, and what I could do, I could get, I don't know, 1 or 2 fans to feature in it, and just things like that. I just enjoy things like that. Anyways, sorry, talking a lot. Anyways, back to Liverpool. We'll see what happens today. Between now and Tuesday, apparently Salah's medical is on Tuesday, and even if it happens in the morning, I won't be able to know because I work mornings, so I won't be able to know till about 6 o'clock. But just so you know, if I post it late, just bear with me. And has anyone got any questions? Just type it through quick. If you got any questions, type it through about anything at all. And I don't have anything else to talk about because only one person actually responded to my question, and I've covered all his topics. And what I'm gonna do is message him and tell him to go check out the video I put this video, see if he actually answers his question. Anyways, again, players I'd like us to sign. Oh yes, let me talk about Naby Keita deal. It's not gonna happen. Even if it did happen, it could. That's one deal that could go towards the end of the transfer window. I mean, late August. It could be late August. It could be any time, but that's if it happens, which I highly doubt it would happen because I think Klopp is already drawing out alternatives to Naby Keita, and that also Emre Can's contract. The thing with Emre Can's contract is he wants to be playing that number 6 role, and he wants to be on £100,000 a week, and we are not willing to give that to him. That's sad. I mean, considering how much potential Emre Can actually has. I think a lot of people don't see it. I mean, if you don't see it, then you clearly need to go watch football again. But I think a lot of people don't see the potential Emre Can has, and that's really depressing. Because since he came to Liverpool, he's actually improved a lot. Even when we signed him from Leverkusen, Bayern had a buyback clause on him, and a lot of Bayern fans were pissed, angry, mad, call it whatever, to see him go. And you can see why. He's got so much potential, and I would really like his contract situation to be solved really quick, because I think him, Emre Can, Jordan Henderson, they're really Emre Can is just like Jordan Henderson. I meant to say, is a really good shot for captaincy next season, because I mean, if you listen to him on the pitch watching the game, you can just tell he shouts, he organizes people, hey, get your head in the game, things like that. I'm not saying Henderson doesn't do it. Henderson actually does it more than Can captaincy. And let's go down to controversial statements from Scott Moore. Would I sell Jordan Henderson, give Emre Can Jordan Henderson's role as number 6, and buy Naby Keita? Yes, I would. Come at me. Why? Because I think Jordan Henderson is 27 now, and he's reaching his peak, but he's up until now he's actually not improved. People say yes, he's improved. He's done well this season than he did last season. No, he hasn't. Jordan Henderson was just as good as he is now as he was in the season we almost won the league. If he wasn't even better that season, so I don't think there's improvement, because if he was playing the same role, as under Brendan Rodgers, I don't think I still think we'll see the exact same person. People, he's just better now because he's actually not bombing forward anymore, which is a shame because I actually love his weird runs, kind of thing. His weird burst, but he got quite a few goals from there, and he's got screamers, and even last season, this season just gone, he scored beautiful goals. But I think Naby Keita and Emre Can will do a lot more than Henderson is actually doing. Plus, I mean, when was the last time anyone saw Emre Can injured? Or so it's a matter of consistency now. We just need players to play at least 25 games a season, and we can't get that out of storage. We can't get 25 games out of storage a season. We've actually not had 30 games out of storage a season, and that's really sad. Considering this kind of player. And anyways, back to Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson, yeah. So that's that on Henderson. I don't think I'd actually give Emre Can his role, sell him. There are clubs who's going to pay 40 million for Jordan Henderson. Considering the way the market is these days, anyone would pay 40 million for him. I'd take that money, add 20 million to again Naby Keita. I mean, people say the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know, but not in this case. Ever since we were first linked to Naby Keita, I've actually watched a lot of his games, and he is a major upgrade on any midfielder we have at the moment. Any midfielder. So I'd really like Naby Keita, but hey, we have Henderson. He's our captain. We sing his name, and that's that. All we do is believe and support. I mean, as far as we're successful, I don't care whose money was pending. Sign the right players. That's all that matters to me. Roberto Firmino. So let's go player by player. Woo! Roberto Firmino. I love him. He's not your everyday out-and-out striker, but he does get the goals. If he continues as our main striker next season with Salah, Coutinho, and Mane behind him, it's gonna be devastating. It's just gonna be too much for opposition defenders to handle. It's if we don't sign another striker to the end of the season, I'll be satisfied. Mainly because, one, even though Sturridge is injury prone, I don't see us selling him. Two, we have Divock Origi, who can play either on either wing or up top. And three, we have Dominic Solanke. I've never seen the kid play, but I just have high hopes, and hopefully he comes good. And four, we still have Ingsy to come back. Danny Ings, we still have him to come back. So that's a lot of firepower for next season. And people saying we signed Solanke because we are actually looking to sell Origi to Monaco. That's a complete lie. We bought Solanke because we needed the striker, and he's there. But the thing is now Chelsea want at least £10 million for Solanke, which is actually ridiculous. Um, that's not. I don't think that will ever happen. If anything, it has to go to the tribunal anyways. So we'll see. We'll see who wins on that one. But taking cases to tribunal has come out in our favor the last time. I think I forgot who it was about, but it came out in our favor. I think it was for Danny Ings. I think, yeah. So that came out in our favor. So hopefully God is on our side this time. And oh yes, there's this new guy we've been linked to. I don't know if anyone's heard of him, Milinkovic Savic, or how you pronounce his name. No disrespect, but some names are difficult to pronounce. Yes, so that guy could be. I've never seen him play, so I've just drawn blank on him. And I remember saying on this page, I don't know, 3 years ago, was it 4 years ago? A long time ago. I have an eye for players. I remember saying Casemiro was breaking through. He was just 18 years at the time, and I said to everyone, if you were not on the page, if you were not a follower of the page by then, I said to everyone, watch out for Casemiro. He's gonna be a future star, and look where he is now. And I've actually not done that in a long time. I've actually not scouted for young players in a long time and see, what's up. But there's this kid in the Barcelona academy. I forgot his name. Ooh, he has an African surname. It starts with an M. Boy, I forgot how, but I'll find this name again, put it down, and then on my next live video on coming Sunday, I'll say it out loud for everyone in case you want to look him up. But then again, I mean, my videos don't have to be on Sundays. If you feel like you've got a hot question to ask, and you want me to, I mean, if I get 5 questions from different people and they want me to come online when I can, and discuss it and see what I know about it, I'm gladly happy to do it. I mean, there's no limit to how much videos you can do. So I actually enjoy coming live because I can talk about different things. It's just a shame that a lot of people are not actually participating as to make it more fun yet. So hopefully people get used to the idea pretty soon. Anyways, so down to players we can actually have upgrade on. I think we can have an upgrade on Klein. No hate towards Klein, but I think it's just not enough bombing forward, because there's no point of you bombing forward if you don't have that end product to deliver a good cross. I mean, the last time, correct me if I'm wrong, actually not correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I saw Klein actually put a decent ball in was back in August when we beat Arsenal 4-3 at the Emirates, where he put in that low cross for Coutinho. I don't know if anyone remembers. That was the last time I actually saw Klein put in a decent video, a decent crossing, and that's really dire for a fullback. So I think we can have upgrade on Lovren as well. If we sign Van Dijk, I wouldn't like to see Lovren start. If we sign Van Dijk, I love it to be a Van Dijk Matip combination. There's so much leadership and so much power and so much ability there. And Milner, I don't think we can get any better than Milner in the team, to be honest. It's a shame what happened to Alberto Moreno. He's just not caught it, and that was a shame considering how hyped everyone was when he actually signed, or when we were linked to him. I mean, he was a good player for Sevilla, but then again, Sevilla were a very attacking team, and he actually caught it in his first season under Rodgers. But I don't think Klopp rates him that much, and I wouldn't blame him. Moreno is really dire in defense. He's just dire in defense. I'm not slating him or anything, but he's more of a wing back than a full back, and we don't need that these days, especially going into the Champions League for the first time in forever. And we don't need wing backs. We want full backs. We need you to be able to defend. We can get an upgrade from Moreno, but there's not a lot of kids coming through. I mean, Ben Woodburn needs another 2 to 3 years, I'd say, because he's so young, and some of his decision makings has been down to inexperience of not knowing what to do at certain moments when he gets the ball, not knowing when to run, not knowing when to pass, when to hold the ball. And he's still young, he'll just get bullied out of the ball. And if we hadn't got Salah, there's only one player I would have actually loved us to sign, and that's Lucas Moura. I love Lucas Moura. I've been banging on about it for days, for months and years. I actually want him at the club. And oh yes, there's this guy called Zeka that we're being linked to. So he's a fullback. He's called Zeka, and we'll be linked to him from the Brazilian league. I doubt anything is going to come out of that. And even the Liverpool Echo have no idea about any deal at all. So, because now everyone is saying that Salah's medical is Tuesday, even the Echo hasn't even reported it yet. So, see what comes out of that. But hopefully hopefully the signing of Salah is the first step to us start signing players, because I would actually love us to sign the players before going on pre-season. And it just makes the team stronger, to be honest. And everyone knows how everyone plays before the start of the season, know where to run and whatnot. But either ways, next season I'm not expecting Coutinho on the wings, which is a massive plus, because we saw what he did to West Ham just towards the end of this season, what he did in that game against West Ham before the Middlesbrough game, I think. What he did to West Ham was pure murder in moments of brilliance and magic. And coming in from that role, we know what he could do, and I was really surprised to see him on the left wing. So next season, there could be a lot of changes, and so we'll see what comes out of that. Something else that's going on. Yes, anyone remembers our old physio? Is it Burgess? I think his name was. And yeah, I think he's going to sign for Arsenal. He's going to Arsenal. Zaf left us. Burgess left us. The only thing I'm waiting for now is Clattenburg to leave, because Karius actually had high hopes for Karius before he came, and he's come in and he's just underperformed. Is that down to the goalkeeper coach, I don't know, but his career has actually underperformed. He was given loads and loads of chance, and credits to Mignolet, who's taking his chance brilliantly to keep Karius on the bench. Yeah. Anyways, I just want to say this could be Sunday things, which means I'll have at least a week to draw out a plan for the videos, and hopefully by next Sunday I'll have better things to come up with. I feel like I've done a lot of mumbling today. Just came in here to answer the few questions I was asked, and if you got any more questions, just as we're live now or anytime, just pop it through, tell me you want to discuss on the live video, so you can, I don't know, make your comments or whatever. I can do that right here, put a note down on that, and just pencil it down for when I do the live video. But I would like it to be Saturdays or Sundays, so I can have a whole week to draw out a plan and actually have something incredible to talk about. I did have something incredible to talk about today, the Salah deal. So his best friend, you'll be surprised the length people go, including myself, just to get credible news, tangible news. And his best friend, I posted a picture of him and his best friend earlier on, go take a look, saying welcome to Liverpool Football Club, you deserve it, you're a legend, and all of that, just hyping him up really. So hopefully he performs to the standard here in Liverpool. I think before he went to Chelsea, his heart was set on Liverpool. Even when he was at Chelsea, his heart was still in Liverpool. Even when he went to Roma, his heart was still in Liverpool. So I think we're currently having a player who wants to be with us, who wants to play for us, who wants to, as Jurgen would say, push the train, not just sit in it. Hence why I don't want us to sign Lacazette, because he wants to play for a Champions League club. Like, if you want to play for a Champions League club, then play really well for Lyon to be in the Champions League club. I don't know if it makes sense. I call players like that football prostitutes or football whores, because you want to go to a team that's already there. You want to you don't want to push the train. You want to be in the train while others are pushing it. You want other people to push the train, get it started, and then you want them to give you a space in there. And I don't think that's fair. Hence why I'd be really happy if Coutinho stays, and if he actually does well in the Champions League, because if there's any player in that club right now, Liverpool, that deserves to play in the Champions League, it's him. He's giving it all, and hopefully, just being in Champions League is not enough. We have to compete in it. We have to try our best, leave heart and soul on the pitch to try and win it. Top four is not enough. We have to play for the league. We want the league. We want the Carling Cup, or it's not called Carling Cup anymore. It's the League One Cup. We want the League Cup. We want the FA Cup. We want the Champions League. The Champions League title. We want everything. And so we have to play heart and soul every game next season. I'm not saying we're gonna win every game, but even the ones we lose, at least we have to go down fighting for it, and make sure we do our best best in every single game, because some of the games we did in last season, let me say a couple off my head. The Burnley game, we got beaten 2-0, and a few games as well where we just scrape the results, or we just nick the results. We can't be relying on nicking results every year. I mean, we should be thrashing teams like Bournemouth and Burnley. We should be thrashing teams like that, not them actually causing us a problem, and then they play against us like they are Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or Barcelona, and then we go play against Man City or Arsenal like we are Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. We have to go into every game with the same mentality. We need to go play against Brighton, for example, or Huddersfield with the same mentality as we were playing against Man City. That's what we have to do next season to compete. I mean, everyone knows this. But yeah. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I said I'll do this. Oxlade-Chamberlain. I do not want Oxlade-Chamberlain in anywhere near Liverpool Football Club. One, for obvious reasons. One, he's injury prone. Two, he's just gonna sit on the bench because he wants to play in the midfield. And if anyone watched the last England international game, he was actually abysmal there. He was abysmal there. I don't want him anywhere near Liverpool because also he's injury prone. He can play on the wing, but we have wingers now. We have Salah now. We have Mane. We have Origi who can play there. So we don't really need Oxlade-Chamberlain. And Arsenal are gonna demand over 25 million for him. I don't think we're gonna pay it. I don't even think we're going to even go anywhere near Oxlade-Chamberlain. I mean, he's got an ability. He's 23 years old, I think, and he's got massive abilities as a winger, but as a central midfielder, I don't think so. It's like Theo Walcott when he was saying he wanted to play as a number 9. You don't have the qualities to play as a number 9. Just stick to being a winger. Anyways, so that's the transfer roundup for today and for this week. Hopefully I draw out something chronological next week. I like to talk out of my head because I think if I'm reading off a script, for example, and reading every single question, I'm just gonna be like yes, no, and I like saying things off my head and things I remember. It just makes it flow better and more connecting instead of just reading off a script. But yeah, this is what I enjoy doing, and hopefully you guys find some of the information here useful. I mean, I'm still gonna post news every day if possible, or when there's something to post, and we can still have discussions like we do. I reply to a lot of people's comments. We can still have that as we do, but I'll look to come live at least once a week, preferably Sundays like this. Just give a quick cap of what the weeks has been and players we're linked to and things like that. Anyways, and Kylian Mbappe is not coming to Liverpool also. So we're not having Mbappe, we're not having Lewandowski, we're not having Götze, and we're certainly not having Gelson Martins. We are 80% not having Naby Keita. At the moment, we are 100% not getting Van Dijk, and hopefully this has been useful. You've enjoyed this. Those of you that are still here, you've enjoyed this, and thank you very much for watching this. I never thought it would, I would do this, but here you are. Anyways, time for me to retire. And if you missed the live video, I see someone just joined and left again. If you missed the live video, I always post the videos on the page regardless, so you can just watch it from the beginning. And don't forget to like the Instagram page, if you use Instagram, and keep in touch. Peace out, guys.